with your loved ones. And at Sahud, Five Alive will fill you with zest to keep you going through the day. Now available in delicious orange, mango, and tropical flavors. Ramadan Mubarak.
Spread your wings on Splash 105.5 FM. Here is
105.5.
Accessing
105.6.
one station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
Morning Splash.
Morning Splash.
Morning Splash.
I feel like I should be dancing. I mean, that sound doesn't it make you feel wiggling? Somehow wiggling.
No, I think it's Friday nights getting to you. Or maybe it's the fact that today is the 31st, final day of the month. It has to be one of the two.
Does it really matter here? Okay.
It doesn't.
I don't know.
It does.
Did you hear what I just said?
There's this thing about new beginnings. You know, forget that.
Forget what?
No, Josh is signaling the money sign like if there's no money.
So what is this philosophy that you're trying to prove?
No. Well, personally for me, I'm usually excited about new beginnings. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's a new month, a new week, or moving to a new house,
I like that,
or starting a new job. You know, there's something about, it's going to be a new start.
A new month. A new beginning.
You get to anticipate and hope for the things that you want to happen.
And propitiate. I don't know. Okay, so welcome to the program. It's Morning Splash. It's Friday edition, and it's yo. Welcome to the program. I'm Oluwaseun from Akinola.
Well, thanks for joining us again. My name is Jerome. We're glad to be doing this with you this Friday. It's a recap of the week in the news. We do this every Friday from 8.
All right, so we kick off by looking at stories in the newspapers this week, and those stories that got the attention of discussants on different platforms. And so we'll take a look at each of them as much as we can look at and see how we can look at it. Let's talk about NLC giving the CBN 2 weeks grace. We also had about NLC strike and not striking again, back and forth from the NLC. One issue that we will be looking at this morning. So we will see how much you want to talk about it. Handover also was in the news. DSS coming out just yesterday. It was in the news also yesterday that DSS, I think it was Wednesday evening. You know, recently, when I was listening to you yesterday, I wanted to call you and say, recently DSS got on Twitter. So it was on Twitter I saw that
they first
thread.
made it.
So I saw that thread, and I never even thought that we would be discussing it, but it became a point of discussion for a lot of people. So we'll look at DSS's decision to spill the bean without spilling the bean. Okay.
That's a very good way to put it.
Okay. So Fuel subsidy is back on our table. Now we have to discuss fuel subsidy because by June we're told that we'll no longer enjoy, if indeed we're enjoying it, fuel subsidy. So what is happening to us here? And then Ayu became a story. Ayu became a story. Every time when I read stories about Ayu since the beginning of this saga, there's this Yoruba adage that comes to my mind about one Omoye that ran into the market naked. If you take a cloth to meet Omoye in the market, at a point,
who is an Omoye?
A girl.
Oh, okay.
A girl. That's what I.
You have just said Omo.
No, it's a name of. The name of a girl, Omoye. That's her name, like Titulope or something.
Oh, okay, great.
Or Shade Omoye. So they said Omoye ran into the market naked. And so if you're taking a cloth, a piece of wrapper to meet Omoye in the market where she's naked, it's of no real use because she already entered into the market naked. So, like what they say in English, medicine after political death. That's what I see. Him resigning right now because the court order. I mean, he should have done that when some people were saying, resign.
It was an involuntary.
To save the party from the disaster that was impending. I also thought that if he had resigned then and PDP had also been defeated in this election, he will have his head high up saying, all right, you see that it didn't matter that I was there or not, you were bound to fail.
True, but he didn't want to resign, and this is what this proves too. It took the court to give an injunction for him to step aside. It tells you that he would never have volunteered to leave that position if it was not based on the courts. Yeah, so for why he hung on so tightly to that position, even when it meant his party falling apart, I cannot say.
That's what I was wondering about.
Perhaps he felt he was being victimized. Perhaps he didn't want to fall into the trap of a person like Wike, who people have said has been behind the removal of different PDP national chairmen, and he didn't want to follow in that line. He wanted to put his feet down and say, you cannot control this party. I mean, the PDP does not revolve around you.
At what cost?
And things like that.
At what cost?
But do you think that the PDP would have won this election?
No. My thinking wouldn't have mattered. Whatever I thought wouldn't have mattered. The thing that matters to me is the situation, the process, about the party, the political party. And the question I've always been asking myself is, do we indeed have a political party in the right sense of what a political party is in our country, Nigeria? Except for what you have, what they call, special purpose machine, as they call them. So let's kick off the issue around bank raising cash withdrawal limits to reduce queues. Would you say it had worked as well? That's also another issue. Maybe we'll start from that.
Okay.
The week are seeing a situation where people can now go to the ATM gallery and withdraw money. That wasn't the situation some weeks back.
It wasn't.
But that is happening right now. Seems that we're back at the old Naira notes, clearly. And have you seen the new Naira notes in recent times?
No,
but it seems it's receding, it's withdrawing away.
Fading out,
and then the old Naira is taking back its pride of place, if you like me to say that. Can we say we have reprieve right now?
I think we do, and it was on that basis that the NLC called off its strike, because we know that the reprieve that we got and the alleviation of the situation, if you like, that we saw happen was within the 1 week that the NLC gave its ultimatum. It was in the course of that 1 week that we saw banks say, we saw the CBN announce that banks were going to work over the weekend. We heard banks started giving people more cash over the counter, and more ATMs had money. So I feel like it certainly worked, but would it continue for longer than now? You said it earlier that the NLC has given them 2 weeks. They're going to monitor it and see how it goes, and hope that, of course, the NLC is insisting that if the situation gets back to what it was before, they would reconvene and go on the strike. But I think it is good that we're seeing that things can
Changes.
actually go back to normal. You know, the people can have access to their monies without so much fuss and so much stress, and that businesses can, I mean, it's good to see things happening the way that they are supposed to happen. And was I glad about the strike? I was. Did I feel it was necessary to suspend the strike? Perhaps. You know, someone reminded me on the show yesterday how the NLC based that strike on three major factors: cash scarcity, fuel scarcity, and electricity tariffs. And then he was like, "Why would they call off the strike? Simply because one of those things were dealt with." But we know that there are no longer fuel queues as well. Those are better. As for electricity crisis, is that within the power of the CBN to do?
No.
You know, like,
No,
yeah, exactly.
It's federal government, actually.
Yeah, so
And the federal government had given that distribution sector to largely the private sector. And so
I don't think they can huddle it together. If they want to picket on that issue, yeah, it would have to be on a separate ground. But I feel like I'm glad that the strike was called off. I feel it would have heated up the polity more than we have it now. And I'm even glad that people are able to get their monies, and very soon, hopefully, all this will be a thing of the past.
Okay, before we move to the DSS issue, Garba Shehu was also in the news this week when he said that Nigerians will yearn for President Buhari when he's gone.
They always say it. I mean, they said it. They said it about the Goodluck Jonathan.
But you know we did for Goodluck Jonathan. People did for Yaradua.
Yes.
People did for Obasanjo. Why would it be different for Buhari?
You know what this means for me? It means that...
I just asked a question.
This means that things are about to get worse. If we would get to a point where we yearn for the times of President Buhari, it means that what is awaiting us in the future is bleaker
let's put it
than what we are facing now.
Let's put it in perspective. And I've joined with another story that we read this week. The idea of fuel subsidy being removed. Pengasan said we might be buying fuel for 450 naira, thereabout.
Yes.
Marketers said we might be buying for 750 naira. Imagine we buy within these two
price ranges. Yeah.
Yes. Imagine we buy at 550 naira a liter. So what happens to the price of goods and services? What happens to transportation cost? What happens to haulage? What happens to cost of living? What happens to people becoming impoverished? But added to that, Ngigi said that we might see increase in the salary, of what I've seen is Federal Civil Service. I don't know. I mean,
it was specific.
You see increase in Federal Civil Service.
Yes.
So there are some states in Nigeria today whose civil servants are still earning 18,000 naira minimum wage. So when you say what we are positing will be a bleaker future, doesn't it look bleaker? Will people not become poorer if we have to buy petrol at those prices?
That's exactly what it is. And that's why the future looks bleak, because whether it's 400, whether it's 750, and the fact that we're not suffering that now is not the doing of President Muhammadu Buhari.
The doing of who?
They would have done it.
He held it and he said, I am not going to allow people to suffer.
Oh, okay. Because it's close to the end of his administration.
So we shifted the deadline.
Sure, the thing is, no matter who it was that would have become the president, this is a reality that we would have had to face. Because whether it was Peter Obi, Atiku, or Tinubu, all of them agreed on that. They were going to do away. So that reality would have hit us one way or the other. And we would have had to face, the consequences of that. Now, for me, the only thing would be, what is the aim, right? Removing the subsidy, everybody agrees that it's riddled with a lot of corruption, and we're losing more than we're gaining from that subsidy. So in the long run, apart from the sufferings and the increases that we would see because of this, is there a possibility that our lives get better over time with this removal of the subsidy? You know how they say sometimes things have to get bad before they have to get really bad before they get good. So I think this is one of those instances, because subsidy has to go. experts have agreed, government officials have agreed, even Nigerians, as much as it hurts us to say, because I shudder at the thought of having to buy fuel for 500 naira per liter. It scares the hell out of me. But what is the alternative?
I don't have an alternative. When you say you shuddered, I recall that during the heat of the crisis, you were always looking for where to buy at 7 naira.
And when there's subsidy, there'll be nowhere to queue. I would be forced, and it is terrifying me. It is terrifying me. So our future is about to be bleaker. If we will get to a point, as bad as things are now with this administration, that we're crying and saying things are very bad,
hard.
and then we go to a point where we're missing this administration, it means that we're really in for... it would have to be a very bad situation.
A tough ride, isn't it? A very tough ride. Okay, so... The total debt stock of Nigeria hits 46.3 trillion naira. By December 2022, we got that from the Debt Management Office this week. PDP reversing suspension of Anyim, Fayose, and the rest. Let's quickly talk about the PDP before we go for this break. I mean, I started the week by watching a drama in Benue, where some guys... Some seemingly unknown guys.
They said they were the ward members of IU's.
Jumped into prominence by suspending the national chairman, the ex-National chairman of PDP. And I saw how they were directed to do the whatever.
You thought they were being directed? You thought it was a play?
It looked like a drama on stage, So, I mean, that happened. The next thing, IU started saying, no, they cannot suspend him. I saw one guy on television that said that the constitution of PDP says only the NEC could discipline the national chairman and such other high-ranking officers.
Yes.
And thereafter, one guy went to court in Benue and said, you have to stop this man from parading himself as a chairman because he's no longer a member of the party. In defiance of that constitutional provision that a member of the party was
pointed out
to us. Thereafter, the court gave an injunction, and the man had to step down. And NEG quickly, I think the National Working Committee quickly put up the Deputy National Chairman as
the interim
National Chairman.
Yes.
This drama. And then what did you hear? You heard Anyim, Fayose suspended, Autumn to face disciplinary action, and then they reversed themselves just yesterday. What is happening? What's happening to PDP?
It's a lot.
Breathtaking, really.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe it's a process that they have to go through, considering how divided they were going into the 2023 elections. There's going to have to be a lot of restructuring within the party, and maybe this is along those lines. Who knows? But I'm not surprised that this is happening. It reeks of coordination and a lack of unity within the party, but perhaps it needs to happen for the party to bind together again. And we're not even talking about people like Wike or your state governor. We're not talking about those ones yet. It's going to get to a point where those ones too would have to come back and be reconciled with the party. But at this point, maybe I see it as perhaps something that needs to happen.
I kept looking at that force, like that centrifugal force that can pull the elements together. I don't know.
Can political parties ever be that cohesive in Nigeria? There are always interests that are going against each other within the party. So it would be hard.
There's always some combustion somewhere
going on. Maybe we don't see it on the surface level, but on the ground, there's always something happening. Sometimes it's managed and it never comes up, but sometimes eventually it does come up.
It's usually interest.
It is most times.
Yes, interest. Senate President seat is being contested right now. Sani Musa wants to be president of the Senate.
Oji Uzor crying the loudest.
Yeah,
saying it should be zoned.
Yeah, and that Obi should pull off his case from court. So
You know what I see about this, especially Orji Uzor-Kalu's position that this would make the Southeast feel like part of Nigeria? I don't think so. I think it's all about him wanting to be in that position. So he's using the region as, as bargaining power or whatever. It is not going to make any difference to those in the eastern part of, at least a lot of Nigerians, whether it is Uzor-Kalu or somebody from the north or whoever occupies the position. Because at the end of the day, what's the difference? Whether it's Uzor-Kalu or someone from Benue or someone from Maiduguri, what is the difference?
The argument about 25% in FCT also was rife and turned everybody to a lawyer.
That thing gives me headache. Like I'm unable to
process.
Yeah, because no matter how much we talk about it, we do not have the power to say what it is.
But shouldn't we understand it?
Day,
shouldn't we understand it? It's a provision of the Constitution. Why is it so difficult for us to understand?
I feel by the time that the election issues are litigated and over with, we will have a clearer picture of what the situation is.
But it's not the first time that provision was it just discovered in the Constitution? Or maybe because this is the first time, or maybe because it's the first time somebody is winning the election without winning the FCT.
Perhaps, maybe, but I feel like we will know better, right, after the whole presidential tribunal, and if it gets to the Supreme Court, okay.
Of course,
but
it is Supreme Court.
Certainly going to get to the Supreme Court.
It's Supreme Court that will actually adjudicate on this one, and so we'll have to see. I'm interested in seeing if indeed there is something wrong with that provision, or how will the Supreme Court interpret that provision of the Constitution. I'm
inclined to believe that it's going to consider FCT as another state. That, especially because there's a ruling that says that the FCT should be considered as just any other state in Nigeria. So
it's not even just a ruling. I came across because it's something that we
Supreme Court judgment, right?
No. I came across the provision of the Constitution.
Okay.
Yes, a provision of the Constitution that I came across, and a section 299, I guess. I think it's section 299, which says that by the provision of this Constitution, this FCT should be considered as a state in the federation.
Yeah.
So that's.
So if that's in the Constitution, why all the confusion over it? Why is it causing so much headache?
Let's take the break. We'll be back in a moment. Just stay with us.
Morning Splash. Morning Splash.
Morning Splash.
Ẹ̀yin ọmọ yìí, ó máa dá àkàrà nǹkan díẹ̀ sílẹ̀ fún Ramadan yìí. Ó yá kí ni kára.
Èso. Ewébẹ̀, ẹ má gbàgbé ìṣara lóore àwọn màmá o, 3 crowns milk.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, agolo mílìkì 3 crowns mẹ́ta.
Rárá o, 4.
Ó dáa, torí kó jẹ́ màmá, á ra agolo mílìkì 3 crowns mẹ́jọ.
Ìṣúra aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ làwọn màmá. Torí náà, fẹ̀mí ìmoore hàn sí màmá pẹ̀lú 3 crowns milk lákòókò Ramadan yìí.
3 crowns milk, ìlera àwọn màmá, ayọ̀ ẹbí.
Alejandra and Raphael's lives turn upside down when he crashes into her car.
It's only fair that he pays me for all the damage he's caused me.
But they fall head over heels when he gets a job at her firm to pay the huge bill.
The good vendor is the one who is capable of seducing, enamoring.
Telemundo presents a brand new romantic comedy, Until Money Do Us Part. Every night at 7 p.m. available on GoTV and DSTV. Stream anytime from the next day on Universal Plus.
This is what goodness tastes like. Golden caramel, creamy buttermint, and rich coffee. There's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
Introducing Cadbury Caramel Candy, Cadbury Coffee, and your favorite Cadbury Buttermint candies. Now there's lots more to share and enjoy.
Oh yeah, there's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
Kadara. Destiny. Who decides where we are born?
Gangs of Lagos. Now the ogbonge tori of Isaleko Street King or Balola and Ingang with better actor and celebrity them like Toby Bakary, Adeswai Tomi Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo, and plenty big names them. Chai! Gangs of Lagos. Na correct film. Download Prime Video now. Make yourself enjoy 7-day free trial. Terms and conditions dey o. Oh yeah, jackpot to Prime Video.
When I wake up in the morning, I need something to help me start my day. Pick 4, 5, 6 has DHA.
It helps my brain to grow. It helps me to be smart. Oh, my own milk, Peak 4, 5, 6, yeah.
La. Ìyá ọlọ́gbọ́n. Èwo lẹ̀ ń ṣe?
Mo ń ṣe oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè Peak 4, 5, 6.
Oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè Peak 4, 5, 6 kẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ó ní àlékún DHA, èyí tó ń ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn ìdàgbàsókè ọpọlọ tó jí pépé. Bákan náà ló tún ní káṣíọ̀mù, fítámìn D àti onígá ńlá protein láti mú àwọn ọmọ rẹ dàgbà kí wọ́n sì lágbára.
Mo fẹ́ràn ẹ̀. Màá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè Peak 4, 5, 6 tó ní àlékún DHA, èyí tó ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn ìdàgbàsókè ọpọlọ tó jí pépé fi kún àwọn èròjà ìṣaralóore fún àwọn ọmọ mi.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Dàgbà kó lágbára kó sì jáfáfá pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè Peak 4, 5, 6 lójoojúmọ́.
Another day of what feels like 72 hours of standing in the same queue. But you know the golden rule. You don't let anyone pass you. Because before you know it, the whole city would have created a new highway, or even worse, a new province right in front of you, which would make you the new minister of emerging queues.
Snap out of it, Dave, and grab a refreshing Sprite instead. Because when heat happens, you need to stay cool.
Ramadan tún ti dé. Oya, ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ rìnrìn àjò lọ sáwọn ilé oúnjẹ ìgbàlódé tó yáàyè níbi tẹ́ ẹ ti gbádùn ara yín ní sáà oṣù Ramadan yìí. Àkọ́kọ́ ibẹ̀ ní ilé oúnjẹ àánú níbi tí pípé ti ṣe pàtàkì. Nítorí náà, ẹ máa fi fún ni. Èyí tó tẹ̀lé ni ilé oúnjẹ ọrẹ. Nítorí náà, ẹ máa jẹ́ onínúure tòótọ́. Èyí tó gbẹ̀yìn ni pé kó o dúró lójúnà ìdáríjì kó o sì jọ̀wọ́ gbogbo ìkùnsínú. Ní àkókò àsùbá àti ṣínú, kó èrè wọlé pẹ̀lú adùn náà. Lóṣù Ramadan yìí, má kàn jẹun lásán nìkan. Pín ìgbádùn yìí kó o sì wà ní ìdára. Náà, jẹun fún ìdára.
Samsung Galaxy A series has two new additions, the Samsung A34 and A54. These new devices come in beautiful premium designs, colors, and of course, protected by knocks. And you get buds when you purchase either A34 or A54 device. And do not forget, you can still get a travel adapter, Bluetooth speaker, or Bluetooth headset when you buy the A14 device. And with Samsung Flex Pay, you can make 12,500 Naira down payment and pay small over 3 to 12 months installments. And screen repair is just 16,000 Naira. Hurry now while stocks last.
Eléyìí fún Yakubu, èyí fún Rasaki, fún Ahmed, fún Aisha, fún Khadija, fún.
Brahimo, ṣé o tún ti tó oúnjẹ ni? Kí ni gbogbo oúnjẹ yìí wà fún?
Wò ó Taofeek, mo ti pinnu láti wọ inú oṣù Ramadan yìí lọ́nà ọ̀tun nípa pípín oúnjẹ sínú Peak yogurt drink pẹ̀lú àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi aláàwẹ̀.
Èrò tó dáa nìyẹn. Ìtọrẹ àánú dára gan-an ni.
Òdodo ọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ gba ìtura lákọ̀tun nínú Ramadan yìí pẹ̀lú Peak yogurt drink tó ní àkọ̀tun wàrà màlúù nínú.
Peak. Reach for your peak.
Ọ̀gá wo bí táyà mi mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ṣe ń jò sọ́wọ́ kan náà kò yé mi o.
Ọ̀dà máa yẹ̀ wò máa dẹ̀ fẹ́ wọn.
Ìdòwú. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ náà?
Ṣé o wà pa?
Mo wà jàre.
Ṣé o wá padà gba abẹ́rẹ́ tó ń ti abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára yẹn lẹ́yìn lánàá?
Rárá o, mo ní láti lè sáré lọ ṣe iṣẹ́ kan náà.
Kò gbà ẹ́ ní àkókò láti gbà. Ìlera ẹ ṣe pàtàkì o.
Èyí tó ń ti lẹ́yìn yẹn kò ní ìtumọ̀ náà.
Abẹ́rẹ́ tó ń ti abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 lẹ́yìn máa ń ṣe àfikún ààbò lọ́wọ́ àìsàn tó lágbára. Yóò túnbọ̀ mú kí ààbò àgọ́ ara rẹ tó ṣeé ṣe kó rẹ̀wẹ̀sì lọ́jọ́ iwájú gbé pẹ́ẹ́lí sí i.
Ọ̀rẹ́ gbàgbé gbogbo yẹn.
Ọ̀gá mo ti ṣe tán, mo ti fẹ́ táyà méjì.
Mẹ́ta kan ni mo sọ pé kò fẹ́ ni.
Ẹ wo ọ̀gá Ìdòwú, mo ti fẹ́ táyà méjì dáadáa. Ìkẹta yẹn ò ní túmọ̀. Èmi ti gba abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára mi pé ó lè ti gba èyí tó tì lẹ́yìn.
Ó dà náà mo ti gbọ́. Èmi náà lọ gba èyí tá ti abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 mi lẹ́yìn.
Abẹ́rẹ́ tó ti abẹ́rẹ́ àjẹsára COVID-19 lẹ́yìn máa ń jẹ́ kí ààbò àgọ́ ara rẹ túbọ̀ gbé pẹ́ẹ́lí sí i lọ́wọ́ àìsàn kòró. Kò tí ì pẹ́ jù, gbà á lónìí. Fún àlàyé, yọjú sí ilé ìwòsàn tó súnmọ́.
Ojúṣe gbogbo ẹni ṣe fún ara rẹ kò ṣiṣẹ́ fáwọn yòókù.
When I wake up in the morning, I need something to help me start my day. Peak 4, 5, 6 has DHA. It helps my brain to grow. It helps me to be smart. Oh, my own milk, Peak 4, 5, 6, yeah.
Ìyá ọlọ́gbọ́n. Èwo èwo lẹ̀ ń ṣe?
Mo ń ṣe oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè PIC 456.
Oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè PIC 456 kẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ó ní àlékún DHA, èyí tó ń ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn ìdàgbàsókè ọpọlọ tó jí pépé. Bákan náà ló tún ní káṣíọ̀mù, fítámìn D àti onígá ńlá protein láti mú àwọn ọmọ rẹ dàgbà kí wọ́n sì lágbára.
Mo fẹ́ràn ẹ̀. Màá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè PIC 456 tó ní àlékún DHA, èyí tó ń ṣàtìlẹ́yìn ìdàgbàsókè ọpọlọ tó jí pépé fi kún àwọn èròjà ìṣaralóore fún àwọn ọmọ mi.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Dàgbà kó lágbára kó sì jáfáfá pẹ̀lú mílìkì ìdàgbàsókè PIC 456 lójoojúmọ́.
Oh no, my line has been barred.
Not to worry. Link your NIN and unbar your 9 mobile line with ease. Dial *996# and select option 2. Or visit 9mobile.com.ng/NIN. You also get up to 20K for calls and up to 20 gig data when you link your line. If you are yet to enroll your NIN, please visit any 9 Mobile Experience Center now. Remember, dial *996#, select option 2, or visit 9mobile.com.ng/NIN now.
9 Mobile.
Morning Splash.
Morning Splash.
Morning Splash.
All right. Some people are paid to do uncomfortable jobs. Right.
Josh, well done.
Salute. All right, so welcome back. I was referring to Section 299 of the Constitution, which says the provisions of this Constitution shall apply to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as if it were one of the states of the Federation.
That's as simple as it is, and I think anything to further confuse it just shows, as you said, that there's something fishy going on. That's English and that's clear. Interpreted to mean FCT can be regarded as any other state. Simple.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I see. Some argument have said that we can see it as the 37th state. And so if you are doing your mathematics, it will be 25% of 37 states. And so you just do the maths.
That's it.
Anyway, we'll leave it to the lords, the justices. 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 0706-949-3000. These are the numbers we've got this morning. You can join us, speak any of the stories, and you can make a comment about it.
Good
1
morning,
minute.
Mr. Kyo.
Good morning, Hamid.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Chacha.
Hi, Hamid.
Firstly, talking about removing of West subsidy, we think it's good to move it, but we are not building any new refinery. That's the issue. I'm already stand to, because I don't think President-elect also talk about building a new refinery at all during the campaign. Talk about that one. That's the issue. Really, it means that Nigeria will see more shiggy under his administration. And I am not happy with what Gang Bashir said, because they are from the same political party. They're already telling us that his boss professor will not perform like President Buhari. That made it sad for me. Yeah, I understand them. They already know that they are also leaving office. Are not going to benefit from the next government. They have to say something to feel good somehow. And regarding what you said about Naira, I think it's a good thing. NOC are just wasting their time on that one, because things is getting better. That's why. And I also say that things will get better. And regarding what you said about 25%, I think lawyers argue that the way time, they can even say that, okay, the winner should have 25% in 24 states
of the Federation.
And Federal Capital Territory or Federal Capital Territory. That's when the conviction will come.
All right.
You have a good weekend.
And you too, Ahmed. Thank
Thanks.
you. All right. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kola Lori from Mapate.
Welcome, Mr. Lori.
On the issue of subsidy, the president, the government, we may praise him after elect. That's a great man. that depends on what are the policies the new government that is coming on is putting on. In this government, there are many policies which affect our economy, not only the fuel subsidy. Look at the closing of a border. We don't have enough, and you close border for those that are coming in. And if this new government that's coming in, the first thing I will do is to open the border. And that one will increase our economic traffic, and it will help purchasing power to push on. So I don't pray that if we are saying that the next government will work more than what we are having now, that means we are already in the hell. Thank you.
I don't know how to answer you. I don't know. But I just put out the data that are running through our spaces. So, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm Oluwaseun Julius.
Okay, Oluwaseun Julius.
Chacha, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Yo. All right. Oluwaseun, now let's look at something very quickly. What is the position of the national chairman of a party when the state governors have usurped power to themselves and they are trying to take charge of the party? Now, if anything that is not proper happens to the party, will not exercise discipline. You see that state governors are now more than the party has. Governors usurped power to themselves that is now more than the chairman, the national chairman of a party. I don't know, because I remember before when there's one man that was the national chairman of a party in Ibadan here. That time, that man was in charge of the party, and the issue of national leader, the president or the governor being the leader of the party was not there. But I don't know what is happening now. Although what IU has done for me is wrong. But what those governors have done as well is wrong. So let us look at about Benawi. You see, IU is now Omoye, is now Water. But what is the part of the governors that they shut their party at the foot? So what happens? I don't know what our politics or democratic process is becoming in this country. Oluwaseun, have a pleasant weekend.
And you too.
You
Take
too.
care.
Thanks. Yes.
Yeah, he was reiterating my analogy in the morning. Okay, so thank you so much for your comments, and let's see how it rolls. Don't you think that we'll be in for the harsher time? Looking at this subsidy removal, doesn't it look like we wouldn't be buying bread? I mean, I don't know why I talk about bread all the time, but we'll be buying we'll be buying it as much as we buy it right now. We'll probably not be buying yam the way we buy it now. Maybe a measure of rice will no longer be 1,300 naira that we buy now.
The increase would affect the prices of a lot of things. It goes without saying, and that would mean harsher times, really.
A higher cost of living.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Charles from Yaba Church.
Welcome, Charles.
I want to react to what Mr. Oluwaseun has just said about chairmanship of the party. Sir, I've said it on this platform before that when candidates are elected into position in Nigeria, they should hands off party and face the task ahead. Whether you are a governor or a president, face the task you have been given to do and hands off party. Because this supremacy they are trying to assume in the party will make most of these people to be looting their states. The money they are supposed to spend on the states, they will be spending it on the party and party faithful. Once you are done with the election, face it. There should be, maybe the House of Assembly should put it in the constitution. They should hands off parties. You are face the tax they are giving them. After their term, they can go back to the party. So that we won't have all these wranglings in the party. And on FCT, FCT is not a state. That is why it is called the Federal Capital Territory. That's why they say in that condition, as if it were to be a state. So
what does that mean to you? If they say to treat something as if it were a state?
What it means to me is that if you see those who have contested in the past and won, they won in Abuja. They won the president. So the person that won in Abuja is more or less the president. That's what it means to me.
Okay, Charles. Thank you.
So it's an interesting position. You know, there are a few things about it, and I love the argument. Look at it. It will mean that if you won 28 states of the federation and you did not win Abuja, then you did not win the election.
But the constitution the part of constitution you just read said to treat it as a state. It means it applies in every regard.
He said by the so you're 299. That's what he said. So, and it also means that Abuja voters are special voters.
How so?
If you cannot win Abuja voters, then you cannot be president.
It does not say that. The constitution does not say that.
But that's the argument that is in court.
But the constitution does not say that, and we have the constitution to fall back to.
Okay, we have to go. The man is already on my neck. It's been a wonderful time to have you join us. Thank you for being part of the conversation. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. Will Nigeria survive?
I wish you a prosperous April from tomorrow, and keep it locked on Splash. I'm Charity Jerome. Good morning.
Morning Splash. Morning Splash.
Morning Splash. As the sun sets, you know it'll soon be iftar. What will be on your family's table? Some delicious homemade recipes prepared with love? With 5 Alive, every sip is a delicious treat that will awaken your family senses, filling your old life during this holy month. So pulp it and create unforgettable moments with your loved ones. And at Sahur, 5 Alive will fill you with zest to keep you going through the day. Now available in delicious orange, mango, and tropical flavors. Ramadan Mubarak.
Your hustle just found powerful partners. HP's new laptop, powered by 10th generation Intel Core i3 processor, is built to get you closer to your goals. Long battery life, so you can work long hours without interruption. Plus impressive speed and performance to match your grit and determination. HP laptop 15DW1324NIA, powered by 10th generation Intel Core i3 processor, is available at all DreamWorks stores. Call 0808 553 8331